Now that that's out the way, let's get into this tutorial. I'm going to be using these two primers. One's a mattifying primer by Rimmel and the other one is the Baby Skin by Maybelline. And I'm taking the Rimmel one and I'm putting that in the middle of my face to help control the oil. And then I'm going to use the Baby Skin on the perimeter to help get those pores nice and smooth. Now to add that glow, I'm going to use this primer. This one's by L'Oreal, but it has like some illuminating particles in it. So it's going to add a nice glow. I'm going to use that as a base for my highlighters for later. These two foundations are amazing at the drugstore and they're very affordable. They're both by Maybelline. One is the matte poreless and the other one is the original formula. The matte poreless is a little bit too light, just a touch for me right now, and I love the matte finish that it gives. So I'm just going to mix it in with a little bit of a darker version of it and just put that on with my e.l.f. Flat Top Kabuki. This brush is amazing. If you don't have it, what are you doing, bae? What are you doing? Anyway, I'm going to move on to blending it out. Well, not necessarily blending it out. I'm just going to be soaking up some product with this wedge. I got these from Ulta. They are my favorite cosmetic wedges ever. If you haven't used these, I would highly recommend them if you don't have a beauty blender. They soak up some product, but not too much. As you can see, the skin is very natural looking. It's not cakey at all. It still looks like skin, and my skin complexion is evened out just a little bit. And it feels great on the skin as well. This is a color corrector by NYX, and I'm throwing her down underneath my eyes because you know that I have bags. I always use this. You guys already know the deal. This is going to help counteract the darkness so that I can put my concealer on, which is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And I'm going to throw that over that concealer I used first, and I'm also going to highlight just a little bit on my forehead, down the nose, Cupid's bow. You know the drill. The only thing that I will say about the wedges are it's not as comfortable to hold and it does take a longer time to blend out the concealer. So if you don't have a beauty blender, this will do, but I highly recommend the beauty blender still. Once that's done, I'm going to put on my illuminating pen. This thing is bae. Okay, if you have not tried this illuminating pen by L'Oreal, I highly recommend it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous finish and it gives the skin a nice glow. And then I'm going to start contouring with my Black Opal contouring cream that I depotted, and I'm just going to put those in the typical place that you would contour: under the chin, down the sides of the cheeks and the temples. I like to make kind of a boomerang with my contouring creams on the side of my temples and cheeks just because I feel like it slims down the face. When you're blending out your contouring creams, you don't want to move it around too much. You just want to get rid of the lines, and you definitely don't want to drag it up or down too far because then you're going to start looking dirty and that's not cute. So just keep the product in the middle, but blend the seams of the concealers with a brush, and that way you're not moving it around and you're not making yourself look like you're playing in dirt, but it's still blended out and seamless. Clean it up. I'm just using that same concealer sponge that I use under my eyes, and I'm just going to clean up the under edge of my contour and also blend out my nose contour. If you feel like you've blended your nose too much, go down the middle of it with your concealer again, and that will clean up the edges just a little bit. And don't forget to blend. I'm taking this high definition powder by e.l.f. and my Black Opal powder in number 3 and mixing those together. The e.l.f. one is a little bit too light and the Black Opal one is a little bit too deep for highlighting, so you mix it up and it's perfect. Then you move on to bronzer. Of course I'm using my Queen Collection bronzer. Do I even have to say that? I love this thing. It is affordable. You can find that at any drugstore. I'm just slapping that on with a big brush in the places that I contoured. And then to set my contour, I'm using this Black Radiance powder that I got from Walmart. And I'm just going to take an angled brush and just go over those same contours. To clean up the edge of that lower contour, I'm just going to take some powder and go right underneath that and make it crisp. Once the eyes are beat and ready, if you haven't seen this video, go ahead and hit the link. I will leave a link in the description box as well. I'm just going to dust away that powder, and I'm going to start powdering my face. I'm just using MAC pressed powder, but Black Opal setting powder will do just fine, or the Maybelline. The Maybelline is a little bit too dark, so I'm just going to use that as my nose contour, and then I'm going to blend it out a little bit with my face brush. This is a highlighter from Physicians Formula, and over top of that illuminating cream that we used earlier, it just makes the skin glow and pop. And to set everything down, you can use an e.l.f. glow mist, but mine is just filled with water. So I'm just going to set with Max Fix Plus, and I'm done. I really love it. I love this routine. Please go ahead and give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you later, baes. Bye!